It is talkSPORT. It's Sam Face with Alex Crook and Martin Keown. We're here till 1 o'clock this afternoon. And before the break, you heard me giggling, and it was because Martin was suggesting that he hadn't changed his mind over his golden goals prediction, and it was always going to be 2-0, and that Arsenal were definitely going to keep their clean sheet record when they go to Sunderland at the weekend. But you did go 2-1 initially, and you are a bit concerned about it, but you just don't want to say it.
But I always reserve the right until we go live on air to change my mind, which is what I did.
You did?
So
you did change your mind?
Expect the unexpected when you work with me. This proves it's live.
Believe me, I have learnt over the last 7 days to expect the unexpected being around you. Yes.
Correct. That makes for a better ride.
My favourite moment of the week, by the way, and I'm letting you into a little secret here.
Hold on.
Is that me and Martin, we were in Prague together in a press room, and a gentleman from, Italy? He came across to you, correct. And he said to you, Martin, I've asked you for an interview before and you've turned me down. Will you give me one now? And there was a reason.
I had to at that point. You had
to. And there was a big discussion between the two of you. You were explaining why you had to turn the interview down. And then he sat down next to you, didn't he? And he made me film it. And he started asking you a question which you didn't like, and then you made him stop the interview and start it again.
What was the question? You didn't like?
The question was about there was a statistical anomaly, and Martin had been told one thing, and then when he did the question, it was different, and you didn't like it, did you? You were off your guard.
Incorrect.
So you didn't expect the unexpected.
Well, no, so I just said to start again.
Yes, you did.
Do it all again, so I want the correct facts.
But
he
the best
about Baresi, wasn't he? And
he was.
Unfortunately, he's recovering from cancer right now, which we should all
wish him all the best.
Be grateful that he's on the way back. And he was one of the all-time great defenders. But I did say that Maldini, I thought, was a better player.
You did.
And he was quite shocked and horrified by that.
But more importantly, he said to you this line. He said, you played with Tony Adams. At which point, Martin leant across and went, no, fella, Tony Adams played with me.
Which is also correct.
Which was my favourite moment of the whole week. Right, let's talk about the current defensive streak that Arsenal are on, because actually this Arsenal back four have done something not even your great defence managed to do. They've kept clean sheets in 8 consecutive games, the first time they've done that since 1903. Can they keep Sunderland out, and how long can they keep this run going?
Well, first of all, I mean, we were doing the commentary on this game in Prague, and you don't want to go too far because it's about winning a title, winning a trophy of some sort, and you don't want to lord everybody up for keeping clean sheets. But this is quite remarkable because teams are not even getting shots on goal against Arsenal. You know, it's like we're on shot watch, aren't we, to see if anybody actually has a shot. It's quite remarkable. You don't just do that with the back four. And we must mention the goalkeeper who's there as well to make world-class saves. It's about what happens in front and everybody working really hard. So there is a defensive brain for this team, and it's about behaviour because they behave in a certain way. The mentality is absolutely first class. I don't see that changing, although, look, Sunderland have not had that midweek game. Arsenal, they've been watching, looking at Arsenal closely, lots of rest, and they know what they got to do. So Arsenal have got to go again. And it is like a mountain of fixtures that you have to come through. But I can't see Arsenal really conceding because the work ethic there, it's almost like when I go back to when we played, it was like if a fight had broken out on the pitch and you always had someone there. And
Which you often did.
But I'm just talking in terms of like the opposition get away, somebody gets a foot in, someone gets a block in. If I could go back and play with this group, you'd just love it because it's there, that kind of force field of energy, that, field of invincibility. We are not going to get beat. Over our dead body, will we concede? And I'm feeling that right through the group. It doesn't just happen with the defenders. They get their notoriety, Sam, because they're getting clean sheets and everyone's talking about it. It's nice. It's nice. No one getting ahead of themselves. You take that energy from game to game.
10 wins in a row, 8 without conceding. Not enough, though, for Mikel Arteta to win Manager of the Month. That's gone to Ruben Amorim. You're not happy about that.
We're again sharing things off air. I don't know. Did he win more games? Did Amorim win more games?
Well, no, because he drew one on.
I'm quite happy.
How have you managed to bring Manchester United into the conversation?
Because
about Arsenal's defence.
Because he's not happy.
Correct.
He's not happy.
Yeah, but look, I mean, I would have thought that I'm quite pleased, actually, Arteta's not. Let's hope he gets it.
Who won the Manager of the Month the previous month?
I don't know.
Yeah, who won the Player of the Month the previous month?
I know, but it's just.
But you seem to know that Mbermo and Amorim won it this time around.
Staunch defence of his manager. That's
he's a Man United man. You know that, don't you? So,
I do, yes.
So we have to hear it at every point. Every week.
Do you think Arteta will be a little bit annoyed by not?
No, not at all. Listen, the only thing he wants to get his hands on, he wants to get his hands on the Premier League trophy at the end of the season.
And he has to, doesn't he?
But this is an example of it because you keep, all these pats on the back and accolades for clean sheets. That doesn't matter. Of course, it matters, but you want to win a trophy.
Well, it matters if they go on and win the title, because having the best defence usually leads to winning.
It gives you the
title.
platform to do that.
But if you go back to 2004-05, Chelsea had the record for keeping goals out the net. Will Arsenal break that record? We'll ask Martin in just a second. But what does Danny Murphy think?
15 is nothing short of ridiculous. To maintain that level of consistency. What Arsenal have done from now to this what is it, 9 games, 10 games, whatever.
It's similar, Danny. At this point in the season, Chelsea conceded 2.
It is. But
at this point in the season, 2. Arsenal 3.
On carry on. They'll have a little bad spell where they concede a couple here and there, and 15 is ridiculous. Honestly, that's absolutely crazy numbers.
Yeah.
I'd be amazed if they equal or beat that. Absolutely amazed.
And that was Danny on this show with Jim and Simon on Wednesday. Jim and Simon back on Monday, by the way. 2 for Chelsea at this stage of the season, 3 for Arsenal. Can they break this record?
Danny, by the way, sounds like a Liverpool fan in his armchair, hoping that Arsenal won't do that. You know, we don't know. I mean, look, if you project the figures forward, which we know will probably be incorrect, it's going to be a remarkable record here set. But we know that invariably won't happen. We managed to go, I think, 15 goals conceded is incredible. I think 17 when I was playing for Arsenal in 99. I was very proud to play most of those games, but we didn't win a thing. We never won anything that year. It was a great Manchester United, took everything. But we were just a little bit behind and never really got any credit for being so. All you've got to do is finish the job off, Sam. You've got to keep going to the end of the season, win those trophies.
So defensive is important, but having that guile and ability to break down compact defences in key moments is also important as well. And we talked a lot this week about the number of injuries they've had in forward areas. Could that hamper them?
Well, Marino's come in and done an amazing job, makeshift striker, scored 2 goals again in midweek. So, you know, and then we've got Max Downman's story coming through, a remarkable talent. And I think it's very easy to say that a 15-year-old, when you think about a 15-year-old kid within a football club, Sam, the way it works, if you get to train with the first team, everybody in the club, the building is talking about it. He's not just training, he is going into an elite group of players and forcing his way in because he's ready. So that's another good story. One area as well, these guys, they save you a hell of a lot of money and it really gives everyone the club a lift. So in all areas, Arsenal, but what I don't like is the number of injuries. That's an issue. You can't keep perhaps getting away with it.
It is something that Mikel Arteta doesn't like as well. But there's a lot of good stories surrounding Arsenal, especially regarding the young players that are coming through the Hal End Academy. At the other end of the spectrum, Granit Xhaka, former Arsenal player, a player who's very experienced, maybe the best pound-for-pound signing in the season for a Premier League team. We'll get to that in just a second. But he was very, very positive about Mikel Arteta this week, saying that he's made him a better player. So what does Mikel Arteta say about Granit Xhaka?
Yeah, I loved every minute that we spent together. When I joined, he was in a special moment, I would say, of his life and his career. And between all of us, we tried to guide him, to give him a different perspective, to make him feel loved, valued, and he responded in an incredible way. So he made me a better coach. He helped us to develop and improve a lot as a football team and as a club, and I will be eternally grateful because I have great memories with him.
That's a window into a relationship that I'm not sure we were too aware of going into this fixture. Xhaka remains really close contact with Arteta, a figure he actually credited this week with his career being better than he thought it would be and a life-changing influence. There is a bit of a loving going on between.
Do you know what? It's interesting because Arteta has changed Granit Xhaka as a person and very definitely as a player. And I've changed my opinion on him as well. When I see what he's gone on to do with Leverkusen, he's gone unbeaten, he's won a title there. Pretty well, he was the manager on the pitch. What he does for his national team, Switzerland, is quite remarkable. If you see them in action, their system is very involved, convoluted, and he's a major part of that. He's gone into Sunderland, and I think it's been a quite remarkable signing. You know, you're going to say maybe one of the best. You know, maybe if he'd have gone on a free transfer like Henderson, there's lots of debates about who's the best signing, but he's certainly up there. He's a wonderful talent. And he's changed, I think. I thought sometimes he was doing things for effect on the pitch and then looking around him to see, look at me. I don't see that anymore. I just feel a really genuine person, a top player, and he's come back again for one more go in the Premier League, and he is one of the main reasons why Sunderland are 4th in the table right now.
It's the ultimate redemption story, isn't it? When you go back to when he was being booed by his own fans, he tore off the armband in frustration, he was stripped of the captain, so you wondered where his career would go. But actually, he managed to win his way back into the Arsenal fans' affections. As you say, he's gone on and done a brilliant job in Leverkusen. Taken a punt, I think, by going to Sunderland. He didn't have to make that move and join a team we expected to be struggling at the bottom of the table. But I watched them at Chelsea a couple of weeks ago, and he was the driving force. He was the heartbeat.
But there was, looking back on that incident, because he takes his shirt off that day, and I think the home match before he was taken off, and then Arsenal get the points they needed, and he was like loitering getting off the pitch. And he took it personally. And it was like, no, just get get off the pitch as soon as you can. And then he reacted, and there was really no way back. But he found a way back, and Arteta gave him that pathway. And since then, his career has gone from strength to strength. He could be a problem for Arsenal. It could be the story. Let me tell you, he'd be desperate to manage to score a goal and stop Arsenal from winning.
Imagine if he was the one who broke the clean sheet record.
Well,
You're a bit worried about this game, aren't you? I can sense it.
No, but he won't say it, though. He won't say it.
He's a bit nervous.
It's good to be. I can't say that Sunderland will be the ones to take our record. If we were going to Anfield, it would be different.
It doesn't matter about me anymore. It's about the current group. And there are games that you'll see.
A bit of deflection.
You'll see, and like they're going up there with all that Stadium of Light. The atmosphere is quite remarkable. What is it? 49,000 fans getting in there every week. It's re-emerging as a real hotbed again. It's a difficult environment. Not too many players would have gone there in that group. So it's about overcoming that and understanding the problem and then going and getting a result.
Excellent.
Sounds like getting your excuses in early to me.
Yeah, he doesn't do that very often.
You're back on Monday to explain the defeat?
Do you remember when he said he was scared about going to West Ham?
I do. And they lost, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm trying to prepare this group for the next game.
Yeah. Well, last time you did that, you talked them into a defeat.
You did. That West Ham game.
No. What are you on about? It's been we haven't lost a game for weeks.
Yeah, that was.
So are they going to win it this year? Because you're always a bit reticent to say.
He wouldn't talk about it. Do you know, I asked him this on the TV and he got all funny.
It's not clickbait where you just looking for a line. It's in-depth discussion.
Are Arsenal going to win the league this year?
They're looking very strong right now.
03717223344 if you want to get involved in the debate, or if you want to give an opinion that isn't sort of splintering and sitting on the fence. Right, when we come back in the next few moments, we're going to try and hear from Arne Slot, who's had some really interesting things to say to the reporters this morning.